Hi, happy Easter. We've been having a conversation about red bean paste.
Yeah.
Which Lily has just requested that we have this conversation on stream instead of off stream, which is fair.
It's just an interesting conversation, you guys. This is just how it is.
I would expect that a decent number of our audience, given the locale that we have most of our audience is from, chances are you, like me, have had relatively little experience with the flavor of red bean paste. The thing about red bean is that it is... Okay, so I was in China... Okay, oh my gosh, this requires more backstory for those of you who haven't known me for like 5 years. The year after I graduated high school, the choir that I was in, which I've mentioned before, one of the working tours that we went on was we went to China for 2 weeks. And that, again, most of the time that we were there, it was like, you know, we didn't do any sightseeing. We got to, like, occasionally look at things from, like, a distance. But we were pretty much solid in trains going places and in the backs of theaters doing actively, like, rehearsals and concerts. And it was exhausting. And there were, like, you know, 30-something American teens. And a few of whom spoke Chinese, who had Chinese-speaking families, mostly. But the rest of us were, like, you know, English-dominant American teens, and there is a difference between the type of sweet things that are found in Chinese cooking and that are found in American cooking, for the most part. The most notable difference being in when you are in China, it's just the things aren't as sweet, which is fair. I think probably most of the world doesn't do things quite as sweet as America does it. But you just get to a point where you would kill for a French fry, just a single French fry. And man, we ate so many mushrooms. They were good, but we ate so many mushrooms, guys. I had types of mushrooms. We had this one meal where we sat down and there were like probably 6 or 7 different types of mushrooms throughout the like dishes that were, you know, available on the table. And I didn't know there were that many types of mushrooms that you could put in one thing at the same time. Was it good? Yes. Were there also types of mushrooms that didn't look like they should be edible? Yes. They were, and they were great. But the point is that at a certain point, you see something, red bean paste in, like, sweets, looks just like chocolate. Almost just like chocolate. You can tell if you look close, but, like, from a distance, it looks just like chocolate. And you bite into something, and you're like, oh, finally, something sweet. Because the sweetest thing we've had all week, I think, has probably been, like, an orange. And I would die for something with, like, processed sugar in it right now.
Oh my god.
By the end of 2 weeks, you are just fully exhausted. But it's always red bean paste. And it's just not the same. It's, in hindsight, probably, had I not been in those specific circumstances, I would enjoy it. But it's, when you're hoping and dreaming and expecting the thing you're biting into to have chocolate in it, suddenly having it be red bean paste, which is not so much a different texture, I feel like, as it is just a very different flavor. Definitely not as sweet. It's not a bad flavor, it's not as sweet and it's not chocolate. And you keep expecting it to be chocolate, and you bite in, and it's not chocolate, it's red bean paste, and it just makes you hate it. It makes you so upset.
Oh my god.
I hear all the time people are talking about, like, oh man, red bean paste, like, it's... And Lily was just saying the same things, like, it's one of what did you say? One of your favorite mochi flavors? Ice cream flavors?
Ice cream flavors
My
in
favorite
mochi.
ice cream flavors in mochi.
There's also like we have like an H Mart, right? And for you those of you who don't know, it's a Korean market. So like they have like a little they used to have like this little like food court area, and then you can get like these like fish, I don't know, like these fish pancake type of things with like red bean or chocolate in them, and like the red bean ones were just so great.
That does sound really good.
Yeah.
See, that sounds really good, but if I was given the option of red bean or chocolate, I would immediately choose chocolate.
I mean, chocolate is good, yes, but like, the red bean is just so much better. I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased, you know?
I feel like, I think that we have very different food that we eat on the reg.
That's true.
I feel like, so like, it definitely makes sense. I feel like it's just like, it's sort of just a cultural cuisine type of thing.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to eat, and I will eat it anytime it is available, is a pain au chocolat, which is just a chocolate croissant.
Oh, yeah.
Like a nice buttery croissant with, like, chocolate in the middle, especially if it's, like, heated up a little bit. But even if it's not heated up, it's still, like, my favorite thing to eat. But if I had to choose between, you know, the fish pastries you just said, like, that with chocolate or that with red bean paste, my automatic gut reaction would be go with chocolate. And probably even thinking about it again, as long as the chocolate one was available, I would still go with the chocolate one. I really need to try red bean again. I need to try red bean again.
You do. Under different circumstances where you're not craving just chocolate for an entire week.
Yeah, oh man, let me tell you, if my experience throughout these, like, you know, dozens of theaters in China was any indication of, like, Chinese people in general, not a single one of these places was able to accurately estimate the sheer amount of coffee that, like, 30 plus American teenagers would go through.
Well, I mean, I don't think coffee is like a huge thing over there. Like, I think they're usually like more of a tea area.
Absolutely.
So like,
totally
coffee
makes
is
sense.
not usual. So like, of course, I think it makes sense that it would be estimating accurately.
The thing though is that they always had coffee available for us. I feel like, I don't know for sure, but I feel like that's, you know, like, might have been just part of their briefing, is like, oh yeah, they're Americans, and they want coffee. Yeah. I feel like that just is a logical connection there somehow. But they would always have coffee available. But, like, the thing is also, even when there was coffee available, I mean, like, this is obviously an exaggeration, but is there a single, like, coffee brewer, like, machine outside of a chain Starbucks in the entirety of China? Because I don't know. What they do have a lot of is a lot of instant coffee, which is, like, wild. They just did not a single place had any idea what they were in for when they put out coffee on the table, because immediately everybody was like, alright, coffee. And we'd get, like, the little paper cups of coffee. And just one of those is not enough when you're operating on, like, no sleep for 2 weeks straight.
See, yeah, I feel like now they would have, like, Starbucks at the very least, but, like, still it'd be, like, more tea-oriented rather than coffee-oriented.
There's Starbucks is in China for sure, because I was at a couple of them. Man, Starbucks is really expensive there.
Yeah.
Like, it's expensive here, but my god, it's really expensive there. Like, you know, we joke about, like, a $7 cup of coffee or whatever, but it's, like, the inflation is wild, which is fair. Like, it makes sense that it would be more expensive in a place where there's generally less demand for it.
Yeah.
But man, is it expensive. Imagine, like, 24 American teenage girls, specifically, going for 2 weeks without any iced coffee. Now imagine the desperation with which those kids hit the Starbucks as soon as it was in sight.
Oh,
It was wild, guys.
oh, that sounds like a wild trip.
It was a wild trip. It was really fun. I had a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it was exhausting.
Yeah. Which is fair.
I really liked being in China.
Mm-hmm.
It just also, I mean, just everybody's a mob of American teens. Vast majority white American teens. And then a handful of people of color. I mean, like, we had a couple of black girls with us. Like, a fairly small number compared to the whole, but they especially were getting a lot of really excited Chinese people wanting to take pictures with them. One of the few places we actually managed to stop was this, I don't remember exactly what the place was, but it was really nice. It was pretty. It was this, like, old... I don't know if it was I can't remember, it was so long ago. It was maybe a temple or something, but it was this, like, historical building with these beautiful gardens. I mean, the roof tiling was incredible. The place was gorgeous. But we got, like, a half hour of downtime to just sort of look at stuff there and to just be not working. And
that sounds really cool.
It was really pretty. It was really nice. And it's one of the, like, few moments where we actually got time to, like, read some plaques about stuff and, like, enjoy any of it.
Yeah.
But there were a bunch of us, and we were all in uniform, because we were, like, it was a brief stop. But there were, everybody... I guess maybe not everybody, but, like, the vast majority of other people there were all, like, local Chinese people or, like, Chinese tourists coming to see the place. And they see all of us, and just suddenly it, like, you can see sort of, like, the wave go over everybody else in the crowd, and they start, like, coming up and, like, pulling aside, like, groups of, like, 3 or 4 of the people that I'm traveling with, of these teens, and being like wanting all their pictures of them and pictures with them, and they were all very excited.
Yeah.
And it was a really, really surreal experience for pretty much all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect it to be very racially diverse over there, so...
It was... Even in the cities, it was surprisingly... I mean, I'm used to cities here being very diverse. But we stopped in a lot of cities, and the vast majority of those cities, like, they were all Chinese. Yeah. Except for, like, there was one notable place where it stood out to me, I remember, because it was so unusual, and I think it just said at that point how unusual it was, because we were going through this, like, indoor market, a really cool place, and then I started seeing, like, I think I saw a black person who was there, who wasn't with us, and I was like, oh my god, I realize now I haven't seen anybody who has not been Chinese outside of the group I'm traveling with in a week and a half. Which is just, God. It's such a different experience from any of the cities around here, you know?
It
was wild.
does sound pretty wild.
It was very good, though.
Sounds like a really fun experience.
It was really fun. I wish that we had had more time to, like, absorb any of... I wish we had been able to do, like, a little bit of sightseeing, you know?
Yeah.
But, we just didn't have time.
Which is fair.
Yeah. I really would like to go back at some point. And actually get to, like, see stuff. See some of, like, the historical stuff. Because we went right by a whole lot of it. We went, I think, where did we go? I can't remember exactly what the place was, but there was some, like, big, well-known, landmark that we went to that we just... Like, the company that had brought us there just... We got to go look at, like, the outside of it, but we didn't get to go in because they hadn't booked us tickets, and, like, we didn't have time to, like... Nobody... That hadn't been communicated to us ahead of time that there weren't going to be... Because they brought us to the place and was like, we would have had enough time to look around, but they just hadn't gotten us tickets, and at that point we were like... Y'all... That was... As the people who are, like, in charge of our whole schedule and stuff, like, that is part of your job. And,
That's
I don't know, I guess
unfortunate.
they just hadn't thought that we wanted to or something.
Huh.
It's wild. It was...
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, I had a good time still. It was a really good experience, but, like, you know,
Yeah.
it would have been nice to see some stuff. Some of the really, really cool stuff that we were near and didn't get to go in and see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to... I don't know if I'll ever be able to actually end up anywhere in Asia again, but I would like to go back to China at some point if I could.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like I missed some stuff.
Probably. Sightseeing is like a must.
Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, I agree. There's some stuff when you go a place, like... You just need to see certain things. Like, if you go to France, if you go to Paris and don't see the Eiffel Tower, like, it's different seeing it in person than it is on a picture. Or, like, if you don't go see the Louvre in Paris, like... For some people that might not be their thing, but at the same time, like, there's definitely valuable experiences to be gained by going and seeing the, like, big touristy stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, we're talking to Gary.
Okay.
Ghost houses. Weird, right? I've never heard of a ghost. Anything except people. Gary was seeing a ghost cactus once. Yeah? There's one down at the end of the street, too. How does a cactus die with unfinished business? Did not poking enough people? I really just came to ask you what he needs us to do. Oh, right. Oh, Lily, we have to wait 2 whole days for these thing to be dealt with.
What things to be dealt with?
The ghost wood that we were trying to get for breadwood.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have to wait 2 days, so we'll come back to that, I guess. Oh, hold on. Okay. I don't remember what I made his voice with. Okay, so what other problem do we want to help with in the meantime? Missing mail, overdue book, soup shortage, skeleton raids, or stolen yeast?
Let's do the first one. Missing mail.
Missing mail.
Let's go for it.
You glance at the problems board, which offers a selection of current issues, as well as a dire warning. Which problem do you want to offer to help with? Our last batch of mail never got here. We don't know if something happened to the mailman or what. Go talk to Reginald in the bunkhouse. He used to be a mailman, so he can tell you where to start your search. Alright. Lily, what's your favorite food?
Ice cream?
Fair. Alright. I shouldn't have asked. I feel like I knew that. Hobart Bupper.
Ice cream is good, right?
Ice cream is really good. You're right. I don't know if I could actually say what my favorite food is. Maybe stew. Is this the guy? Howdy, are you Reginald? Who the fuck are you? Name's Festus Bassett. Mayor's got me investigating some missing mail. Said you could give me a line on where to start looking. Oh, yeah, alright. I gave up being a mailman a couple of years ago, but I doubt they've changed the system much. All the mail headed here used to go through the way station just southwest of here. I'll mark it on your map. Alright. What is your second favorite flavor of ice cream?
I really like green tea. Well, no, mint chocolate chip. Mint chocolate chip for sure. Yes.
Where would you rank, your transponder beeps indicating an ordinary-looking copse of trees just over the next ridge. Should we go to the Curious Copse or continue where we were going?
Let's go. Let's make a pit stop. Let's go there.
Alright. What were you gonna say?
Well, mint chocolate chip is my first favorite ice cream flavor. Just because.
Didn't you just say that red bean is your... No, you said it's your favorite mochi ice cream. Okay.
Yes.
Where do you rank red bean on your favorite normal ice cream flavors? I know it's an ice cream flavor.
I mean, I usually just don't like... I mean, I can't usually find, like, normal red bean.
Really?
Anyway. Yeah, well, I suppose if I looked hard enough in, like, a store, but it's usually, like, in, a part of something else.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, no, now that I'm thinking about it, too. That makes sense. Oh no, one of these things. This thing looks pretty tough and pretty attentive. Gary. Hit him, Gary. Get him. The place I lived in college, I think you know this already, but I lived literally right on the corner from where my house was, so like probably 30 feet away from my house. My apartment was most of the shopping I did at this Chinese market. Mm-hmm. And they had it was one of several on the block, even one of several, but they definitely had red bean ice cream of some sort. But now that you mention it, I can't remember if it was like ice cream or if it was in something.
I feel like it's usually in something.
I think you're right. That seems like an oversight somehow. You put an end to that crazy machine's centuries-long reign of terror. Reign of duty, I guess? It was really just minding its own business. Not anymore, it ain't. Beeping from your transponder reaches a deafening volume. Oh, hello. Would you look at that? Oops.
Ooh, what is that?
El Vibrato Construction Facility, sub-level 19, apparently. This machine is not switched on, but it has an empty coffee cup in it. The monolith is dark. The confounded contraption is dark and silent. Well, I guess that's that on that, huh? There are a bunch of these places around. I don't think I've ever actually puzzled them all together or not. That'll be a new project for us. Lily, can you do a cartwheel?
I used to. I haven't actually, like, tried in, like, years. So, probably not the best person to ask.
Were you one of those kids who did gymnastics?
I was not one of those kids.
I was friends with a lot of those kids, but I never did it. I always wanted to. I don't think I ever done a cartwheel in my life. You pass by two skeletons who are facing each other with their arms akimbo in the traditional shootout stare-down pose. When you stop to watch what happens, they both turn to look at you. Whoops. Well, we'll fight them then, won't we? Can you do a somersault?
I haven't done that in a while.
I know I've done a somersault at some point, but it was never a thing that I could do without, like, some assistance. I just never figured it out.
Aww.
I was not an athletic child. You successfully destroyed both skeleton gunslingers, so I guess their shootout was a tie? Skull chips. And loose teeth. Some more loose teeth. For you, Lily.
Oh my god.
It says Postal Service property, no trespassing. Let's trespass. Big map of the whole region with lots of confusing little annotations on it. You don't even want to know what bureaucratic processes were involved in the placement of this outhouse. Yeah, that's more like an in-house, isn't it? An in-house outhouse. It's a stack of old newspapers. Go through them. Oh, hey, there's an undelivered letter beneath the stack. It's addressed to Roy Bean. This is an undelivered letter to Roy Bean, addressed to his House of Justice and Jelly Beans. Why not deliver it? Roy Bean is a good name. Nothing interesting. Oh, wait, there's actually a postcard in here that you could use. You got an item, blank postcard. This is a blank postcard. Maybe you should write to your family back home. In case you don't know how the mail works, you send these by going to a building called a post office and giving it to the correspondence wizard who works there. Sounds like a fun job.
Wizard.
That actually gives me an idea for our D&D campaign. Correspondence wizard would be basically like sending message spells or something back and forth.
Yeah.
That would be a viable job. It's like a telegraph. Telegram? Yeah. There's an article about how they had to change the name of Boot Hill Cemetery to Reboot Hill Cemetery because of all the skeletons in there coming back to life. I'm not sure that that's a necessary change.
Probably not.
What was that gasp about?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Alright. I'm worried about it, but okay. It's a stack of old newspapers. Somebody has removed all the funnies, so there's literally no reason to care about them. This cabinet's full of maps, but you have no idea what any of them mean. Maybe you could ask about it at the post office in Dirtwater. Yeah, maybe. Aren't we... Ain't no mail here. Gary, there's no mail here. What a place is. It's a postal way station. Do you know about mail? How do goblins communicate over long distances? Popping. Spores floating on winds. New goblin growing. Saying a message. Ooh, hold on. Popping. Spores floating on winds. New goblin growing. Saying a message. Okay. Alright. Okay, Gary. Sure. Sure, okay. That's fine. Now, here's the thing, is that weren't we supposed to find mail here? I don't know that we've found mail. Uh-oh. A faint wispy light at the side of the road resolves into a sad-looking ghost as you pass. Unable to speak, it just makes a sound "ooh" noises and gestures to its roadside graves marker, which has fallen over. For some reason, it's a huge millstone.
Huge what now, stone?
Millstone?
What's a millstone?
A millstone is basically, back in the day, the way that they ground flour and stuff was, in a mill.
Oh, yes, I know what a millstone is. Sorry.
Yeah, they're those, like, massive, big circular stones. Like, I think usually, like, one on top of the other or something. And they grind together and grind up all the stuff in between them. A giant automated mortar and pestle. Hey. No, okay, so you're not gonna be helpful, huh?
Of course
hey, man.
not.
Didn't you send us over there? I already told you what I know about the mail, you son of a biscuit. Leave me be, this beard ain't gonna grow itself. Hold on, what did he tell us about the mail? Am I remembering this wrong?
I have no idea anymore.
We went to the postal way station. Oh. You find an abandoned crate on the side of the trail addressed to Fort Treason. I guess whoever was in charge of delivering it figured, well, screw those guys. Oh, an artillery saber. The army, in its infinite wisdom, apparently decided that every soldier needed a sword, even the ones who were only good at using guns. Plus 6 pistol attack damage. Post office in Dirtwater. Okay. Let's go ask at the post office in Dirtwater. We can send a postcard while we're there, too. Oh. You discover what is either an open grave or a very deep and rectangular pothole. Probably a grave. Well, if it's a pothole, it must have been here a very long time because you found the remains of an antique traffic accident. We got a handful of old coins. This is a little stack of coins that are either from a time or place when or where coins were or are used as currency instead of meat. Oh. Some grave dirt, like regular dirt but spookier, and some more loose teeth. Oh. Oh no! Hey bud, you okay? This guy looks like he's in a lot of pain. Check on him. You okay, buddy? I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, so no. What happened? Traffic accident? No, it just sort of broke all of a sudden. I guess I don't get enough vitamins or whatever. Good nutrition can be difficult in this day and age. I'm gonna need some medicine for this. Can you help me? We could say no.
We should say yes. Come on.
Yeah, we probably should say yes. Sure. Thank you. There's a mission up north. The nuns there run a little hospital and sell medical supplies. Can you get me some broken leg pills? Alright. Not before I go to the post office. Hey, I need some help tracking down some missing mail. How'd you mean? Mail delivery went missing on the way to Breadwood, and I'm hunting it on behalf of their mayor. The local mail station has a bunch of route maps, but I don't know which one I need. Oh, well, that information ain't exactly secret, but I ain't supposed to give it out either. The delivery going missing is bad news, though. I suppose it's alright just this once. Wait here a sec. Thanks. After a few minutes, she comes back with a sheet of notepaper. Okay, so each map has a code number on it, you see? Based on region and direction and travel. She explains how to work out the code and gives you a cheat sheet for reference. Postal code sheet. This should help you find the right map at the Postal Service way station. Hey, thanks. Goodbye. Wait, hold on. I want to send a postcard. Hey, Amphissus Bassett, any mail for me? Yes, actually. Package came for you. Here you are. Ooh, package from Rufus. It's a package from your younger brother, Rufus. He's weird, but he's a sweet kid at heart. Thanks. I was going to come send a postcard, is what I actually came here for. Okay, what did our brother send us before we go help this sad broken man? Dear bro, I thought you might be able to use this. You got an item, a portable alchemistry set. This crate contains all of the reagents and fluids and stuff that you need to do some serious alchemistry in, and the crate itself converts into a convenient bench to put them all on. Heck yeah. Go set that up. Just pass by this sad man again. And assemble it. You install the alchemistry set next to the window. Look at that. Take a gander at that, why don't you? commercialize anything right now. Oh, spoofy fall whinnies as you approach. Comb her mane. She neighs with whispery gratitude. Lily, would you do a whispery gratitude neigh for us, please?
No.
Okay. I'll do it. That's my best guess. Oh, right, he needs where is it? The mission. Rescue mission, probably. Oh, uh-oh. A loud thwack noise draws your attention, and you follow the sound to a man in a once white apron who is butchering a bighorn sheep or some other large desert animal with an oversized and heavy-looking meat cleaver. As he's hauling the implement up onto his shoulder for another blow, he catches sight of you and hisses with a wild look in his eye. Who's there? Don't test me, boy. I'll chop you up like this goat or whatever it is. Yikes. Do we test him and fight, cower and give up, or trick him out of his carcass with hornswoggling? Lily?
Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggling. Hold on, is that... Oh, geez, look at the horns. It is. That's a blue-crested mountain goat. A what? They're super endangered. There's only like a dozen left. Ain't surprising. They're real tasty. No, look, it's wildly illegal to kill these. If the marshals catch you, it's years in the slammer. You'd better run and get out of that bloody apron before someone spots you. I'll bury the carcass. The butcher thanks you and runs off in a panic, leaving you with as much meat as you can carve off of this whatever it is. Alright. Alright. Hello, nuns. Can I buy some medical supplies, please? Broken leg pills. We could get some more laudanum for our friend. I guess friend might be a stretch. Wow, we have so much stuff. Thank you. I'll take that. 170 meat we are spending on this broken man. Uh-oh. You find a crate lying by the side of the trail. Its lid locked loose. Not locked loose? Knocked loose. It has fell off the back of a cart limited stenciled on the side, which seems a bit on the nose, but hey, free stuff is free stuff. You fish through the crate and help yourself to the meager but free contents. A full canteen, a length of rope, and a depressed rancher candy. Depressed rancher candy. Like all things for ranchers, this candy was a lot better before the cows came home. Yikes. Hello, sad boy. Oh, hello. Were you able to get some broken leg pills? Without them, I'm sort of just stuck lying here in the street. Yeah, here you go. Oh, thanks. I feel like a new man again. Or at least the same man with a new leg. That's good. Go drink some milk or something, okay? He waves and skips happily away. Altruism. Where to, Lil? Back to the way station?
Yeah.
Or somewhere else?
We can head back to the way station.
Okay. You hear the crack of a rifle and a lead bee buzzes past your ear. I call bullets lead bees sometime.
Lead bee?
Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm gonna read that sentence again just because I like it. You hear the crack of a rifle and a lead bee buzzes past your ear. I call bullets lead bees sometimes. Off in the distance, you see a skeleton with a rifle. It looks like she's lining up another shot. Hey, Riz.
Hey, Riz.
Shall we duck and weave and hornswoggle?
Yeah.
Hornswoggle. Lily, I can hear you clicking. Dodging and weaving, ducking behind rocks and trees and so forth. I don't mean to put you on blast, but... rocks and trees and so forth, you make your way up to where a skeleton is lying and take her rifle away. You can have it back when you've proven yourself a little more responsible. You'll shoot someone's eye out, or your own twice, which might have already happened as far as I know. The skeleton trudges away glumly. Check out the rifle. The rifle's basically junk, but the skeleton's antique rangefinder seems useful. Antique rangefinder. If you want to know how far away you are from your home on the range, look no further. I mean, this will literally help you not look further. +5 pistol attack damage. Didn't we just find something sort of like that in one of our D&D campaigns?
Yeah.
Some sort of scope something or other. Oh, there we go. You use the cheat sheet to find the route map that leads to Breadwood. Follow the map. You follow the map, and along the route to Breadwood, you find a suspicious-looking house. Okay. Something about this house makes you suspicious. You can't quite put your finger on it. The place looks perfectly normal, after all. But you can't shake the feeling that there's something very wrong going on here. Maybe you're just being paranoid. It's the broken windows and the suspicious trees is what it is. And the prominent lock on the door. This tree looks like it wants a hug, but I don't recommend that. It's probably just pretending to be friendly so it can suck out your soul.
Oh. Alright.
There's no name on it or anything. It's unmarked. Some graves? Broken windows? A cellar door. Man, I bet it's all kinds of horror down there, like some kind of medieval torture dungeon. Do we want to try going into the cellar, or...?
Yeah. Absolutely yes to the cellar.
Alright.
Medieval torture dungeon.
Alright, it's locked. But is it locked to keep you out, or to keep something in? Whoa, it's a Plotco lock. Those things are unpickable. Yeah, alright.
What? Rude.
You approach the door hesitantly. You could be getting yourself into a real bad situation. Knock. You knock on the door. A voice inside calls out, "Come in! It's open! It's always open."
What? Wait, wasn't it locked?
The front door was open. The cellar door was locked. The door creaks open, and you step inside the house. The interior is an absolute nightmare. The walls are covered with rusty chains and hooks, as well as a variety of wicked-looking knives and shears. A man of indeterminate age and slightly hunched posture grins widely as you enter, his eyes gleaming. He's standing near a large puddle of blood on the floor. Is right. Hello, my name is Chuck. Welcome to my little blood and breakfast. Your what?
Wait, is he a vampire?
Blood and breakfast. Oh, sorry. I have a lisp. A lisp? Yes, it makes Lud sound like Lud. A bed and breakfast. I see. People also tell me I emphasize words oddly, but I don't get that at all. Uh-huh. Okay, Chuck. Oh boy, okay. This is a large collection of steel chains and hooks, as well as knives, shears, and other bladed implements. Everything is covered with rust, or possibly dried blood, or possibly both. Ask Chuck about them. Ah, you've noticed my collection. Yeah, it's dramatic. It all belonged to my father, and his father before him. They were butchers. And you? I do a little bit, but not professionally. I broke with family tradition to run my little blood and breakfast. Alright, Chuck. They've given him a delightful expression. There is a lot of blood on the floor here. Chuck? I can't help but notice you have a giant pool of blood on your floor. Blood? Oh, no. I can see why you might think that, as this is certainly blood-like blood. But this is tomato soup. Tomato soup?
Tomato
Yes,
soup.
I spilled my lunch. Very clumsy of me. I was just getting started cleaning it up when you arrived. I see. This is the most fun I've ever had doing a character voice in this series.
Oh my god.
There's a kettle on the stove and it's still hot. A little pantry shelf with various tins and jars on it. Take a closer look. There's nothing very unusual, but you do notice 2 jars of tea leaves labeled Sleepy Time and Earl Grape. Can I, Sorry, that's private. That's my blood room. Your what? My blood room. My bedroom. Oh, right, gotcha. Chuck, this is all very suspicious. Chuck, this is all very suspicious. Chuck is staring at you. You notice that his left eye has a tendency to drift sideways as he stares, and then reset when he blinks, which is not often enough. Excuse me? Yes, how can I help you? You said you were running a bed and breakfast here? That's what I salute, yes.
Salute?
He has a lisp, remember? It makes Ed sound like lud or lewd. That's what I slud. Okay, what do I ask? Could I have a look at the guest room, what's on the menu, or has a mailman been by recently?
Has a mailman been by recently?
Has a mailman been by recently? Why, yes. My last guest was a mailman. Such a nice fellow. It's a shame he's no longer with us. I hope you mean that he just left. I like to think that he'll always be here, in spirit.
What? What?
Can I... So, do we ask about the guest room or the menu?
Let's just go ask about the guest room, I guess.
Can I have a look at the guest room?
Mm-hmm.
It's in the cellar, but I'm afraid it's unavailable at the moment. My last guest is only just checked out, and I still need to clean up the mess. Okay. Alright, well, what's on the menu then? Homemade sausages and tomato soup. Whoa, sorry, let me say that again. Homemade sausages and tomato soup. I also have a special tea blend that's a real knockout. Do we ask about the sausages or the tea blend?
Tea blend.
Special tea blend? Yes, a special herbal blend that puts my guests right to sleep. It's very effective. Huh.
Oh my god.
What kind of sausages do you offer? Long pork sausages. My grandfather's own recipe. Did you just say long pork? That's right, I make them longer than regular pork sausages. They're more filling that way. This is puzzling and uncomfortable for many different reasons. Thanks, Chuck. So we need to get into that cellar, huh? Oh boy. Okay. How about the tea shelf? It's nothing very unusual, but you do notice 2 jars of tea leaves labeled Sleepy Time and Earl Grey. Switch the labels. You surreptitiously swap the labels. Chuck doesn't seem to have noticed. Hey, Chuck. Okay. So if I ask about the menu again now, and the tea blend. Okay, there we go. Special tea blend? Yes, a special herbal blend that puts my guests right to sleep. It's very effective. Huh. Oh, that reminds me, I left the kettle on. The water should be boiled by now. Would you care for a cup of tea? No thanks, I'm good. Chuck pours himself a cup of tea and sips at it while staring at you. Chuck pours himself a cup of tea and sips at it while staring at you. After a bit, he starts to look drowsy. Oh my, I'm coming over all sleepy. Perhaps I should get my hood down for a few minutes. It has been a long day. Please excuse me. Sure. Hey, can I get in here now? This door leads to Chuck's blood room, or perhaps bedroom. Enter. Chuck's creepy bedroom. I got to tiptoe around the whole place. Chuck's sleeping pretty soundly, but you should be careful not to wake him anyway. Tiptoe, 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 tiptoe. Going through Chuck's drawers seems like maybe not a good idea. There is a key on top of the dresser, though. Yoink! Yoink indeed. Plotco! You unlock the door and steel yourself for what you are about to see. Oh, it doesn't look nearly as horrifying down here as you expected, unless you're particularly horrified by an unmade bed. Oh, look at that! A large sack with a letter conveniently drawn on it. That must be what we're looking for. Hey, this looks like the bag of missing mail. Grab it. You sling the sack of mail over your shoulder. Neither rain, nor sleep, nor creepy B&B proprietors. Got an item, Redward's missing mail. There's a blank postcard on the nightstand. Books left by previous guests. Oh. There are quite a few good books in here, actually. Oh, we got a Snake Oiler magazine. Book about picking locks, which I think we already know how to do. And a book on more necromancy. Frightening topics in Nexmex. Getting smarter about Nexmex means being able to summon skeletons who are smarter at doing what you say. Raise skeletal thrall skill. We gonna learn that?
Yes.
Read it. This seems like it's pretty dangerous. Are you sure you want to read it? Yes. Are you certain? Dark arts are no laughing matter. This could really mess you up. We've already done it twice. The book is full of magic spells, which don't make any sense to you until you get to the next to last chapter and realize that they're not spells for you to cast, but spells for a skeleton to cast. One of the appendices mentions in passing how to summon such a skeleton. We can raise a skeletal thrall. Oh, you combine the soul fragments left in chips of skull, and then use them to summon skeletal wizards to do your bidding in combat. How convenient! We happen to have quite a number of skull chips. Uh-oh. As you turn over the last page, the book vanishes in a puff of black smoke. You don't feel so well. Your blood darkens and curdles. Gross. You got a perk, thin blood. Your blood is curdled with dark energy. It's thinner and grayer than blood ought to be. Gross. I hate that. Okay. So we have 3 new skills we can learn. There's a fold-out chart listing all of the hottest new poisons. Gives Expert Poisoner a passive skill that multiplies the amount of poison you apply to enemies when you poison them. And an essay extolling the virtues of shooting wildly without looking where you're aiming. Gives Shootin' Annie, a skill that lets you fire a whole bunch of bullets at random targets. And then also, a recipe for a new kind of snake oil concoction that looks like it might come in handy in a fight. Gives good medicine, a skill that lets you recover HP in combat. What do you think, Flo?
Shooting nanny. Right? We've been fighting a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Sure. You read the essay and really take its lessons to heart. You fire wildly into the air until it feels like second nature. You got a skill, shoot nanny. Have a wild shooting party. Unfortunately, it looks like several of your straight shots hit the magazine, and it's pretty much a Swiss magazine about cheese at this point.
Oh, jeez.
Anything else we were gonna learn there? Oh, we can enchant some, ensorcel some skull bits. Ensorcel skull chips. You've trapped the wizard of a dead spirit, the spirit of a dead wizard in these marked bits of skull. Just toss them on the ground and start giving orders to the resentful, reanimated sorcerer. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
You inscribe the skull chips with secret letters. In the correct order, they will spell the name of the wizard, whose soul will be torn out of hell to serve your desires. I'm just gonna ensorcel all of our skull chips real quick. Oh, nope. You've got too many ensorcelled skull chips already. You're starting to lose track of all the damn souls inside of them. Do you think that means damned souls or the damn souls?
Both.
Yeah, probably. Want to ensorcel. Right, there we go. Got a couple more ensorcelled skeleton bones. And have we looked at this, infernal soul fragment yet? Should we destroy this this insubstantial piece of an infernal cow, or leave it alone?
Just leave it for now.
Alright, leave it for now. What about what's in here? Anything in this, set of drawers? Nope. Alright. Oh, there we go. As you're climbing out of the cellar, a mailman approaches you. Oh man, thank goodness you found my mail! This mailbag is yours? Yeah, I've been stressed out lately, so I took a day off and rented a room here for a sort of mini vacation. Chuck's a great guy. A little weird, I guess, but real personable, and his cooking is great. The tomato soup and those great baked sausages. His tea did wonders for my insomnia, too. That did seem pretty effective. Anyway, I forgot my mailbag and wasn't sure where I left it, so I've been retracing my steps for ages. Thanks for finding it. Sure, no problem. Here you go. The mailman walks away with the bag over his shoulder, whistling a cheerful tune. Well, that's sort of, I guess.
The mailman didn't die.
Yeah, should we go check on Chuck? Is he still asleep, do you think? Yeah. Alright, well, that's one problem solved. Okay. Let's see. Where should we go next?
Where were our other quests?
We've gotta wait for the stuff in Ghostwood.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe should we just go back to Breadwood and deliver this and then get another quest? Or we could also go to any of these other places. We've got a letter for Roy Bean. We gotta find a picture of an owl at the petting cemetery. Hellstrom Ranch, I don't know about that. West Pole, don't know about that. Alexandria Ranch, I don't know about that.
Let's just head back to Breadwood.
Okie doke. Oh. As Spooky Fall carefully navigates a bunch of weird rock formations, everything suddenly goes silent. Everything except the racing of your pulse, that is, because you've stumbled across a horrifying ungulith. Attack!
Oh, what now?
An ungulith. It's an ungulate and a monolith combined. Hey, should we summon a boy?
Right now, we don't need it, right?
We've never done it, though. We've been taking
True.
all these perk penalties, and we've never actually summoned any of our skeletons.
True.
Look at that guy. Whoa, he's strong! What?
Okay, yeah, yes, we're summoning.
He's got 72 hit points, 16 muscle, 26 mysticality, and 20 moxie. He's stronger than I am.
Oh my god.
He's stronger than Gary is.
That's a problem.
That is a problem. Oh, we didn't really need him anyway. Got another infernal soul fragment and an ungulith horn. The horn of an ungulith. It's not sharp, but it's still dangerous.
Oh my god. Gary is...
The coolest? Correct. You're absolutely
I thought he was
right.
stronger than Gary, but Gary just like...
Well,
killed him.
Gary moved first. Gary rolled higher on initiative. He finished it before the skeletal thrall could even start. We haven't gotten your logging permit, but we have gotten your missing mail. Yep, found the missing mailman, too. He's on his way to deliver it. Excellent. I hope there's a new edition of Mayor's Monthly. Sounds informative. What other problems should we help with? Overdue book, soup-sorted skeleton raids, or the stolen yeast? Well,
Overdue book. Just do the overdue book. Yeah.
Okay.
Books are good.
You glance at the problems board. Our library's only got 4 books, so it's serious business when someone doesn't return one. Our records say it was loaned out to a lady named Alexandria. That was a couple of mayors ago. I don't know her, but I've got an address. Alright.
That was a couple of mayors ago. Oh no.
I wonder how fast their turnover is. Alexandria Ranch must be the place, huh? Oh. A ghostly specter in the form of an old wild-haired man shambles towards you, muttering. Tune up my old banjo, Eveline, and get this body stunted. What? I'm gonna teach you a bassoon you won't forgive. Don't think me gonna escapade, Thurston. Okay.
What?
I don't know. It's a drunk ghost.
It's a drunk ghost.
So it seems. Gary, get him. He's so cool. Gary is so cool.
He is.
We got a bit of ectoplasm. You're not sure what part of the ghost this is. Probably better not to think about it. Aw, nuts. Cows. Hey, there's no way to get past these cows except through these cows. Fight them! Gary, get him! Get him! Oh, they're no match for us. Gary doesn't need me. Gary can handle all this on his own. You insisted that those little doggies get along. We got a roasted cow tongue. Gross. A lot of people don't like the idea of eating something that can taste you back, and believe me, nothing about this particular cow tongue is going to change their minds. We got some smoldering leather. This leather still smolders with some of the unholy fire that animated the abomination you sliced it from. It'd make a great winter blanket if it wasn't for all the evil. Anything in this trough? Nope. Wow, this place has really been blown to pieces. Books? This used to be an undestroyed bookshelf, but not anymore. A small diary is the only legible thing left on this shelf. The Diary of Alexandria, Alexandria. A small diary. It's crispy around the edges and it smells like gunpowder. Let's see what else is here before we read that. Uh-oh. This half-burned library book represents 12.5 of the total stock of the Brentwood Public Library. Rip. And we got another issue
how
of
many
Snake
books are
Lawyer.
there?
There are 4 total, but I think they're just missing this one. Oh, it's half Cannonball, the front half. You pick up the cannonball and inspect it. There's an inscription that you can mostly read. It says the cannonball came from Fort Treason, and it's got the address stamped right onto the surface. This bombardment was done by the army! The horror. It's a solid steel vault door. I would like to get in there, please. I guess we can't. Diary of Alexandria. Let's read it. You flip through the diary. Most of it's uneventful, describing the life of a woman who likes books and isn't interested in much else. It ends with a passage about a soldier from the nearby fort warning her about some kind of danger he wouldn't specify. So she moved her most valuable books to the cellar and took the ordinary precautions, e.g. boarding up the windows and not leaving the house at night. Turns out that isn't much good against cannonballs. Huh. So there's valuable books in the basement, huh?
All the books. All books are valuable.
Correct. Okay, we can get good medicine. A free sample of a cologne that says it'll make your spleen bigger, gives big spleen. So we can consume more potions in a day. Or an article entitled Debilitating Toxins, Where Are They Now? It's bad medicine, a combat skill that will reduce a target's moxie. Maybe we should we do, I think good medicine or bad medicine are both equally good ones. What do you think? Recover HP or reduce target's moxie?
Recovery HP.
Okay. You practice making snake oil concoction until you can do it with your eyes closed. You got a skill, good medicine. Some of your patent medicines actually work. You save those for your own use. When you open your eyes again, it appears that someone has stolen your magazine. Scoundrel!
Rude. What?
Should we... Okay, so should we take this back to Breadwood, or should we go to Fort Treason first?
Treason first.
Okay.
Fort Treason.
The demi-culvered cannon. You look at the cannon. It's a fine cannon, demi-culverin in size. Insert your cannonball. Do I have a cannonball? You look through the rangefinder on the cannon, but you can't see any indication of anything you want to shoot at. You decide not to waste the ball. Seems rational. We have a cannonball? Do we have a cannonball?
I didn't think we did. I didn't know we did.
Since when do we have a cannonball? We do. We have one. This cannonball is meant to fit a demi-culverin, a cannon with a bore diameter of 10 centimeters. No demi less, no demi more. Well, what do you know? What do you know about that? We found a location of a military cemetery. Any more? Nope, don't got any more binoculars, I guess. Barracks, mess hall. This must have been where they stored all of the fire. Festus, please. Get a grip. What's in these boxes, I wonder? Pick the lock. Oh, an artillery targeting flare. This flare produces a huge plume of smoke, and where there's smoke, that's where you should fire. Now, I bet we can cannon that thing open. Incendiary bullets. Private Lemon's diary. Okay. This is an immaculately cared for standard Army issue diary labeled Private Lemon. It's private in 2 ways.
2 ways.
Oh, we're missing a needle. We need more needles.
Oh no.
No, that's alright. We'll get some and come back. Looks like they left in the middle of dinner. Pick over the leavings. Jellied escargot, sugar guns. These are little gun-shaped candies made with real gunpowder. And Vienna blood sausages.
Yum.
There we go, Private Lemon's diary. Private Lemon's diary is pretty dry and not very interesting. Just a list of the day-to-day duties of a straight-laced soldier up in the hills without anything to fight. Toward the end, though, it starts to mention their commanding officer, Captain Simon, becoming increasingly agitated and convinced that a nearby ranch was being used as a spy outpost. Lemon doesn't sound convinced, but as one annoyingly vague entry puts it, orders are orders. The last few entries have to do with the dissent in the ranks and the possibility of mutiny, the thought of which Lemon abhors. The rest of the pages are blank. Huh. Let's go see if we can target that thing. Oh. You see a wooden sign off the side of the trail that reads Jumbledeck Mine, 4 miles. It's weird that they put a period on the sign. Oh, huh. And it's weird that they bothered to carve individual hyphens in a greater than sign instead of just carving an arrow in it. Huh.
Okay.
Let's go finish this errand first and then we'll go there. Because that sounds pretty interesting.
Alright.
The solid steel vault door. Place the targeting flare. There we go. Oh. There's a goblin standing off to one side of the trail, just staring up at the sky. They don't even seem to notice you approaching. Hello? Oh, hello! Hi! What are you doing? What you two doing? A moon? I am looking at it! Neither moon is out right now, nothing being up there. I am happy to waiting. Alright, well, let's talk to it. The moons won't to coming for hours. You two waiting this long? Yes, yes, moon's so big, so bright, so big, to waiting and seeing. You very to liking a moons, huh? Yes, yes, very, to looking, I to collecting rocks of them. The goblin takes a bunch of pebbles out of its pockets to show you. They could be moon rocks for all you know. Yeah, we'll sell the goblin some more moon rocks. Oh, hello! I am just to remembering. I moon rocks I'm having too. Are you like to buying them? Oh, yes, yes. These moon rocks are a different look having. Yes, rare limited edition type. Nice! I am buying. Nice indeed. Alright. Can we target it now? Insert a cannonball. Oh, you peer through the rangefinder at the distant smoke of your targeting flare. Unfortunately, you have no idea how to actually aim the cannon at the flare.
What?
What do you mean? Yo, you know what? That's fair. That's a solid point. Alright, well, we'll come back.
I mean, yes, but no.
Hey, what's this? Rocks. Probably some mine leavings that got piled up here. Search them. You poke around in the rocks, but don't find anything of interest. You telling me in all that big pile of rocks there's nothing good in there?
Yes.
What about over here? Oh! Whoa, there's a human skull hidden in this rock pile. That's a little ominous. You got an item, silver-toothed skull. It's a little grim to find a human skull just stashed in a pile of rocks. Unless maybe it was a very small burial mound? Considering the fancy silver tooth, that's maybe not outside the realm of possibility. Alright, well, let's go into the foreman's office, I guess. Hey, what about this barrel? This barrel is full of old grease, ugh. What, just grab a handful? No. Except for all the dust all over everything, and the fact that the guy at the desk is a ghost. This looks like a regular mine foreman's office. Oh, okay. Alright. An old calendar. Looks like work stopped here a bunch of months ago. A hat rack with a standard issue miner's helmet on it. What? A standard issue miner's helmet hanging on it. Grab the helmet. Yoink. Miner's helmet. The little lamp on the front is busted, but it'll still protect you from a bonk to the noggin. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Hey. This ghost is busily shuffling the ghosts of papers on his desk. Talk to him. Excuse me? Kid, I'm busy here. I got a mine to run. Take a hike, okay? This mine is still running? I haven't seen anyone around. We're miners, kid. If you saw anyone up here, I'd have to fire them for not doing their jobs. Alright, what do we say? Do we say, how's business? Your calendar's out of date, or do you know that you're a ghost?
Do you know you're a ghost?
Do you know that you're a ghost? Do you know that you're a pain in the ass? No, I'm serious. You see me laughing? Yikes. Hey.
Is that a yes?
Hey, your calendar's out of date. What? Yeah, it's like 6 months old. I like the picture, okay? Scram. How's business? Oh, just great. Hunky friggin' dory. See this face? This is my happy face. And I'm double excited about answering questions from some random kid that wandered into my office while I'm working. Look how ecstatic I am. That's quite the silver tooth. You got in that sarcastic grin? Made it myself. I made a few little silver trinkets in my time. Now go away. Hey, I think I have your skull. Do you know you're a ghost? You know that you're a pain in the ass? No, I'm serious. You see me laughing? I have something that belongs to you. It's your head! Oh yeah, well, that's a human skull. Notice the silver tooth? Look familiar? I don't mean to upset you, but... I guess I, forgot somehow. Must have been a traumatic experience. Oh, you think? You think maybe? Sheesh, give me that damn skull, it's mine after all. What happened? I don't want to talk about it, and frankly, kid, it's none of your business. Leave me alone so I can get on with this going to the light or whatever.
Go into the light. Okay.
You know you can't take it with you. Huh? Take what? Whatever's in that safe over there. Yeah, fine. The combination's 0451. Thank you. I will unlock the safe. Thanks very much. A sack of meat nuggets and a weird knife. A weird knife? What do you mean a weird knife?
A weird knife. That's what he means.
This knife has a thin, twisty stiletto blade made of tarnished black silver. It looks wicked sharp, but holding it makes you feel a little uncomfortable, like someone's whispering your name, but you can't quite hear them. -5 mysticality, but it deals extra damage against cows and other demonic creatures. Damage is 13 to 13, so, in other words, 13.
Wow.
That sounds a little bit like Vin's funky knife that I no longer have.
Yeah. We're going back to steal it, though, so...
Yeah. For context, Vin, D&D character, the rogue that I play, in the game that one of the games that Lily and I are in, and recently, we were put in prison, and I had all 18 of my daggers taken away from me, one of which was a sort of spooky, ooky, necrotic damage-dealing dagger, which is, I imagine, fairly much like that. Since no one's here...
Yeah, fairly, probably.
Yeah. I want my knives back. One time, I being Vin threw a dagger at a boss, a sort of, like, deity-esque boss.
No, it's definitely a god. Oh, well...
No, I'm talking about a different one.
You're talking about the heart?
Yeah.
Oh.
And, the guy just sort of up and disappeared with the dagger, and Vin has harbored resentment for that action since then. I don't think I've ever gotten that dagger back, but he's still salty about it every time it comes up. And now I have had 18 whole ones of them. Every single one that I had has been taken away from me. I'm mad about it. You find some old jerky and a key.
Salty.
Huh?
Definitely super salty.
Yeah, very salty. I'm gonna burn that whole city down. This is dried meat, sort of. It's mostly dried connective tissue with little pockets of meat in it here and there. Gross, 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 gross. And the Jumble Neck Mine elevator key. This elevator is pretty dusty inside and doesn't appear to have been maintained for quite a while. It does still seem functional, but the control lever is chained and padlocked. You also notice that the shaft is totally silent. You'd expect to hear the rumbling of minecarts and the clanking of pickaxes echoing up from below, but there's nothing. We have a key. You unlock the lever with the foreman's key and give it a yank. The elevator shudders as it begins to descend, accompanied by the sound of clanking chains and grinding pulleys. Very quickly, it becomes too dark to see, and you pull out your lantern. Very slowly, the elevator reaches its destination. You pull the door open and peer into the gloom. This minecart's full of rocks. There doesn't look to be anything special about them. So, what's all this? Huh. Headless skeleton. Skulls. Oh, looks like there was a cave-in. Check it out. There isn't much to see except for rocks. There's quite a lot of them, though, so if you want to look at rocks, there's a great selection to choose from. Huh.
Right.
Someone left their pickaxe here. I guess this is what they call environmental storytelling.
Environmental what now?
Storytelling, I guess.
Okay.
Looks like someone forgot their lunchbox down here. They must be real hungry by now. Pretty much everything inside is crumbled into dust, except for a wax paper sandwich bag and some raisins that probably weren't intended to become raisins. 100% all-natural raisins, created by the ravages of time. This wax paper sandwich bag didn't do its job very well, though to be fair, 6 months is a long time to expect a sandwich to stay fresh. This is a crate of old dynamite. Dynamite gets very dangerous when it ages, but I know better than to try and stop you from taking a stick if you decided you want one. I have decided that. You pick up an old stick of dynamite, a stick of old dynamite. I don't recommend you do a whole lot of hopping up and down while you're carrying that. The nitroglycerin is starting to sweat out of this dynamite and crystallize on the outside. This makes it extremely dangerous, and you should probably not try to use it in a fight. I mean, you also shouldn't be carrying it around in your pockets, but it's a little late for that warning.
A bit, yeah.
Some kind of rusty old spring-loaded ratcheting mechanism with an activation lever. It has a sort of gripper on the front, but it isn't gripping anything. Alright, well, unstable dynamite and a track switch, one of which goes into the, yeah. Alright, I think I know what to do here. Give this a shove. This minecart's full of rocks. There doesn't appear to be anything special about them. Stick that old dynamite in there. You wedge a stick of unstable old dynamite into the minecart. This can't possibly go awry.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not.
Give that cart a shove. You put your shoulder to the minecart and give it a shove. It trundles down the track and bonks into the large pile of rocks. Looks like that gentle impact wasn't enough to set off the dynamite. Oh, I see. So it's set to that one right now, huh? Great, there we go. So now we have that set to the other way. You put your shoulder to the minecart and give it a shove. It rolls around the bend in the track and disappears into the next room. After a moment, you hear a distant clank noise. Alright, well, let's pull this lever. Whoop! Oh, man. The lever mechanism is rusted and stuck. This is going to require something heavier duty than a can of oil, seems like. Well, if I remember correctly, there is indeed a whole barrel of grease upstairs. Excuse me. Take some grease. You fill your wax paper sandwich bag with old grease. Hopefully this will come in handy very soon, so you can stop carrying it around. Right. Pull the lever. The lever mechanism is rusted and stuck. Not for long. Grease it up. You dump a bunch of grease into the mechanism and use the sandwich bag to sort of goosh it up in there without getting too much of it on your hands. Pull the lever, Kronk. You yank hard on the lever and it releases the mechanism's wound up springs, launching the minecart down the track with a terrific whang noise. Off in the distance, you hear a clunk. Oh man, I did have to change that track, didn't I? Alright, get out of here. Okay, let's try this again. There we go, off in the distance, you hear a kaboom! Oh man, imagine that! It's clear. Oh boy. You give the wrecked minecart a salute in respect of its valor and service. It's hard to tell at a glance, but on closer inspection, this guy seems to have died in face-down a basement or prayer pose. Praying to the pit, maybe? It's just difficult to say. Might have just been napping weird. Sorry, a pit? Oh dear. The skeleton seems to be reaching out to that weird statuette. Or reaching out with the statuette? With the hands having fallen off, it's impossible to tell. There's some kind of weird statuette on the ground. Take it. You pick up the statuette. It's made of silver, and the tarnish and darkness make it hard to tell what it's meant to depict. This is a tarnished and blackened silver statuette in the shape of some creature. You can't tell what it is specifically, or even if it had 2 legs or 4 legs or wings or what, but it's depicted with reverence. Looking at it makes your stomach feel weird, like you're starving but also full to the point of nausea at the same time. Gross. This pit seems pretty deep. You kick a rock into it but never hear it hit the bottom. Throw something into it. You look through your pack for something that might be good to throw into a bottomless pit. You take the weird, twisty, tarnished silver knife out of your pack and look at it. You don't like looking at it very much. I think we ought to keep that. Can we throw something else in? You could throw the idol into the hole? Oh, the cursed blood goblet. Yes, I would like to throw that into the bottomless pit, thanks. You pitch the gross thing into the hole. Good riddance. Yuck. Thank goodness. Finally, we no longer have to have that goblet of blood in our bag.
Oh my god.
Could throw something else into it. I wonder if there's anything else that... Okay. The weird knife or the weird idol are the only other things we could throw in, but I feel like since we're dabbling in necromancy, maybe we should hold on to those. Okay, well... That's been an experience. Huh. Okay. Well, let's see if we can take this book back to Breadwood. Uh-oh. A new crate. Nothing too exciting in that crate. Hey, yeah, I found half of your book. Well, that's a real bagel biter. Oh, well, everyone mostly skipped the words and just looked at the pictures anyway. And mostly just the bottom half of the pictures, so that's alright. At least the captions are still there, I guess?
I guess.
Okay. What other problems should we help with now? Soup shortage, skeleton raids, or the stolen yeast?
Soup shortage.
Alright. We keep a municipal soup kitchen open to those who are down on their luck, which is pretty much everybody around here. But we've run out of soup, and we need someone to go fetch some more from Soup Stock Load. It gives you a stack of bread bowls to carry the soup in. Breadwood bread rolls. This is a bowl made of extremely dense bread. You could put a very dangerous soup in it, I bet. Hey, Fyro.
Hi, Fyro. Good morning? Question mark.
Soup stock load, huh? Oh. You hear a gunshot and a bullet pings off a rock near your feet. You turn around to look for the culprit and see a skeleton a few yards away. A skeleton with a buffalo skull instead of a regular skull. So that's how your day's going. Hornswoggler. I slept so it is morning. Fyro, I don't know, you know, that is pretty much how that works. That's my schedule too. You know, judging from the apparent age of your bones, I'd say it's pretty likely that the guy your skeleton is from related to, or at least an associate of, the person who killed the buffalo your skull is from. In fact, it's possible that it could be the same person. How do you feel about that?
Not good.
The skeleton stares at you for a few more seconds, then looks at her hand, then attempts to bite the hand off. You stroll away as she attempts to wrestle herself to the ground.
Oh my god. Alright. I mean...
It might be 4:30 in the morning, but it's morning nonetheless. 4:30 in the morning is about when I go to sleep.
That is definitely morning. That's also too early to be alive.
Hello. I would like to grab some of this soup, please. Soup. Soup. What? Diary? Oh, we've already, we've read that. Rats, I don't have a wrench. I also don't think I can currently afford a wrench if I'm remembering those prices right. So I guess we better go do something else. I don't know, I had 3 hours of sleep, seems good enough to me, might play some Ark. 3 hours of sleep sounds like a nice nap. I took a nap earlier today. Oh, the old pickaxe we found in Jumbleneck has the initials HH carved into the handle. Not much good for mining anymore, but you can still knock someone's head off with it. Actually, on that note, I wonder if we oughta swap to a different weapon. Let's keep our HP bonus. Okay. Why don't we hop on over to the West Pole real quick? I want to see what that's about. So we need more money before we can get a wrench. Oh. You encounter a goblin wearing a battered cowboy hat, 2 large spurs, and a rusty sheriff's badge. It seems extremely excited to have spotted you, and though it tries to put on a stern face, it can't mask its glee. Freezing, crimes doer! You're underneath arrest! What? Why? What did I doing? Crimes! You so much criming! I never am criming. Telling it at a judge, crimes doer!
What?
What makes you saying I'm a crimer? Well, looking at you, looking at all this criming! I don't know about that. Oh no, please, I am cutting deals. Letting me go, and I am telling you where is a real crimes mastermind. Oh, gasp, okay! The terrible and evil Black Bart is doing so many crimes. Gosh, unthinkable criming he is doing. Where? He is that-a-way going. The goblin runs away excitedly, spurs a-jangling. I love goblins. I love these guys. So... Huh, okay. Some piles of rocks. Mess with them. Oh. These rocks are strange. They don't seem to weigh as much as they should, and they're sort of drawn to each other. You could probably make an interesting cairn out of them. Should we make something powerful, mystical, or suave?
Suave. Wait, suave is, what is suave?
Cool and smooth, basically.
Which one is powerful Moxie or suave Moxie?
Suave is Moxie.
Suave.
I wonder if we can... I'm gonna make a cool zigzag first. Look at that, a cool zigzag. Knock it over. See what all of these make. Look at that face. What about... a cheeky gesture. You got a perk, heavy trigger finger. Your trigger finger isn't fast or itchy, but it's very dense.
It's dense.
Rock on. Let's make something mystical, too. Perfectly balanced stack. Wow. An elaborate sigil. Very spooky. An elaborate orrery. You got a perk, Song of the Spheres. You can hear stones singing in your head all the time. It's actually kind of annoying. Oh, look at that. Neat.
Ooh.
Don't know how we managed to balance that all together, but I'm not going to argue too much with it.
No questions. No questions, it's fine.
It's fine. What about a tall stack? Tall stack, very blocky. And threatening fist. I think I might want to leave that fist the way it is. We need to get a little bit more muscle before we can. Muscle's at 14. What we got? What we got? Muscle, muscle. Muscle, 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 muscle. Drink it. Gain an effect. Decently whisked. Decently whisked. That whiskey you drank has whisked your blood into a medium strength frenzy. One more. Whoop. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. You're drunk enough to be convinced to fight for almost any cause.
Dang, alright.
Now we can make this into something. An impregnable tower. You got a perk, Heart of Stone. Your circulatory system is partly stone now, which makes your blood even thicker than water and regular blood. Well, good, because we thinned out our blood not too long ago with that,
Yeah.
thing, so maybe we've about broke even. I think I want to make this tower over here. And instead, I want to make this. Let's make this cheek gesture. Yes. Yes, I like that. Alright. Alright, where to next? We got a letter for Roy Bean, we gotta take a picture at the petting cemetery. Hellstrom Ranch, military cemetery. We need money for a wrench.
What was the other military cemetery? Is that what?
Yeah,
Which one? Which one? Which one? What quest do we have? Do we have a quest there?
I don't know.
Or is it just the open places?
I'm not sure.
We should go to the ones that we have quests at.
Okay. So that's definitely Petting Cemetery and Roy Bean. We have business there. Because we need, we have something we can do at Fort Treason and Alexandria Ranch, but we need to know how to shoot a cannon properly, which we don't know yet. Ghostwood, we're waiting on a thing. And then soup stock load. To finish getting the soup for Breadwood, we need to have a wrench, which we don't have money for right now.
Yeah, so we should do the quest so that we get money, right?
Yeah. Alright, Roy Bean or Petting Cemetery?
Petting cemetery.
Okey-doke. There's a skeleton out here in the desert. That's not very strange because people die all the time in the desert. This skeleton, though, is doing arm curls with a pair of iron dumbbells. He doesn't have any muscles, but somehow his bones are extremely ripped and or swole. Wow, look at that skeleton's head. That doesn't even begin to make sense. Yes. Let's wheel and deal. Hornswoggle him. Whoa, buddy, that's some real nice bone growth. I can see you've been drinking your milk, but you know what you need? His? Question mark? Protein. You can't build muscle without protein, and fortunately for you, I just happen to have a very reasonably priced sample of a new instant protein shake right here in my pack. You turn away from the skeleton and fish an empty bottle out of your pack, scoop some sand into it out of his view. Just add water and that's like 10,000% of your protein needs, plus all the silicon you could ever want in one delicious shake. Do you have anything to trade? The skeleton happily swaps his boots for the bottle and runs off looking for some water. We got some extra large boots. Hi, Duck!
Hey, Duck.
These boots once belonged to a person with extra large foot bones. There's plenty of room for you to walk around in them. I'm gonna put those on. Oh, Gary has something to say. Hold on, I'm gonna just check out these boots first. Plus 1 AP, plus 3 Moxie. Yeah, alright. Gary, what? Hello, Gary. Oh, a place for going. Gary is thinking of one. Really? What's that? A cactus! The biggest cactus ever seen, with goblins inside. You discovered a new map location, Old Grandad. Well, that does sound interesting and or weird.
More weird. More weird. Definitely
Probably
more weird.
Alright. Howdy, welcome to Gorman Lancaster's one and only petting cemetery. It's educational and entertainable, and only 500 meat for a lifetime pass. Petting cemetery? That's right, a wide variety of guaranteed genuine animal skeletons, and you're free to touch them to your heart's content. Well, with your hands, that is, no riding. Can I feed them? You can try. Neat.
Ghosts, right?
I think there might just be skeletons. Interested in a membership, fella? I don't have enough for 500 meat. It's a lifetime membership. If you were younger, it'd be worth more. Don't have 500 meat, bud. Oh, man. Hey, can I just... Hey, you gotta buy a membership first. Man, all these places want me to have meat for stuff. I don't have any.
Okay, so what other quest was there?
Roy Bean. We can go see Roy.
Hold on. Guess we're going there.
Ah! A shirtless man in tight, stretchy pants charges at you out of nowhere. No more mushrooms, no more yogurt, no exploring my inner consciousness while running in place. I'm gonna kill something, kill it and eat it. Holy jeez. As guy charges at you, you jump to one side and at the last second, and stick out your foot, tripping him. He bonks his head on a tree root, knocking himself unconscious. Yeah, let's scuttle away from that guy. Roy Bean's House of Justice and Jelly Beans. Take a nice picture of us. Oh god. Just, Alright. You must be Roy Bean. Howdy there, Pilgrim. Name's Roy Bean. Howdy, Roy. I'm Festus Bassett. What do you do here? Well, when I first came to these parts, I was all about two things. Dispensing justice and dispensing jelly beans. I was the biggest name in bounty hunting and candy selling anyone ever heard of. Gosh, what happened? Oh, nothing particularly tragic. Just got old is all. Hung up my pistol for good. He points at the wall. Look. He's pointing at an empty hook on the wall over a spittoon. Oh, God. I still sell some jelly beans from time to time, but they're out of fashion. This whole place is just a jelly bean museum now. It seems like the sign out front isn't very accurate then, huh? How'd you mean? Well, if you aren't dispensing justice anymore, maybe you should just say museum. Oh, guess you have a point. Found this letter addressed to you. A letter? You hand over the letter. He opens it, reads it, snorts derisively, and tosses it into the fireplace behind him. Thanks anyway. You know, for a jelly bean museum, I sure don't see very many jelly beans. Huh! Bunch of crooks and shady characters stole them. All 3 jars. Suppose they think I'm a soft target now that I'm retired. Well, that sucks. Guess we should help him get him back, huh?
Yeah, that would be nice.
I'll help you get him back. Well, now, I certainly appreciate the assistance. Can't offer much in the way of a reward, but I can tell you which way the first group of thieves went if you happen in that direction. Jellybean Thieves Hideout. You alright? What's this bean? There's a single yellow jelly bean in this case with a sign that says, Paraguayan murder bee honey jelly bean. Very rare. 6,000 meat. What kind of lunatic would pay 6,000 meat for a single jelly bean? Not me. You got anything in your side table, Roy? Nah. This lack of jelly beans is not for sale. Spittoon. Spittoon. It's a spittoon. Nothing special about it. As soon as you get near the spittoon, you can smell the overpoweringly sweet stench it exudes. Nauseatingly sweet like the rotting corpse of a dead gummy bear. Shall we look inside?
Yes, of course. Is that even a question?
Not really. Garish rainbow colors swirl together in congealing psychedelic madness. Is Roy using jelly beans as chewing tobacco? Yes, of course he is. We're talking about a bowl of jelly beans that have been sucked on, half chewed, and then spat into a brass bucket. Do you seriously want to put your hand in that swill of artificial coloring and thickened saliva? It'll probably never be clean again. Go for it. Look, I'm serious. You're about to permanently dye your hand with a swirling mishmash of all the worst colors in the spectrum. No one will ever have a tattoo that looks as gross or as stupid. Give it to me. Well, I tried. Don't say I didn't warn you. You plunge your hand into the spittoon and fish around for a while. Eventually, you pull out a really disgusting pistol and a really disgusting hand to shoot it with. A befouled pistol. It'll probably make a ptoo sound when you shoot it. And the spittoon hand. Your hand has been permanently stained by the rainbow-colored contents of a nasty spittoon. On the bright side, that hand will never suffer anything worse than that ever again. We got 20 hot resistance, cold resistance, and sleaze resistance. So I'd say that's worth it.
That was definitely worth it. Like, dang.
I don't need to resist any... I don't need any equipment for any of that ever again. Alright, let's go get these jelly beans. Oh, nest of fire snakes. Let's fight them. I would like to see them try. And take me on. Maybe I spoke too soon. No, of course I didn't speak too soon. They can try, but you can't kill us! I've got a mushroom goblin on my side. Only you can defeat fire snakes. Fire moccasin skin. The skin of the fire moccasin is used to make glove linings for colder climates. The fact that a fire moccasin is exactly the same size as a finger is one of nature's most convenient coincidences. Alright. Oh, hey, look at these scuffy guys. Hey! You approach the bandits seated around the fire. The meanest-looking one speaks up. Don't know who you think you are, stranger, but you better turn yourself right around and head back the way you came, less'n you want to eat lead. It's not very neighborly. Take a hike, neighbor. You fellas stole a jar of jelly beans from an old man, and I aim to have them back. Oh, is that right? And just how are you planning on doing that? Are we gonna do it with words because we have the honor roll trait, or with violence?
You sound like you really want the violence.
Oh, I just got excited.
Well, I mean, which one do you want? Because,
Duck says fight.
Fight. I guess
We do
fight.
have the honorable trait, though. No, I think we're gonna do it with words. I don't want to kill these people if they might be useful later, which they might be since we have the option to not kill them.
True.
Listen, fellas, you stole a jar of candy from an old man. This is such a small, petty, sad little crime it barely even qualifies as a crime. If this ends up on a wanted poster, you're gonna be the laughingstock of the criminal community. More importantly, what would your mothers think? I'm giving you a chance to turn away from this life of crime before it's too late, and I suggest you take it, because I'm pretty sure this is not a life you're suited to. Bandits hang their head shamefully and shuffle away. Well, it ended up being a choice between violence and berating a bunch of people, making them feel bad, and I'm okay with the fact that we chose the latter.
I mean, you did pretty good.
I may not have killed them, but I did upset them pretty thoroughly. And aren't those both just good outcomes, you know? Win-win. Tooth powder. This is a less convenient precursor to toothpaste, for use with less convenient precursors to toothbrushes. You ever learn about tooth powder in dentist school, Lil?
Tooth powder?
Yeah.
What?
Old-timey toothpaste.
I mean, what about tooth powder? Toothpaste? Oh, we haven't learned about toothpaste yet.
You haven't learned about toothpaste yet?
No, it's been more about, like, the anatomy of the teeth and all that.
Well, I suppose that's fair. How long have you been in dental school now?
Almost a year.
How long does it take? Is it a 3 or 4 year?
4 year.
Alright, I suppose you have time then, huh?
Got a lot of time.
You got a lot of things to learn. A whole
Yeah.
lot of teeth.
Whole lot of teeth. It's the basic sciences right now, so.
Ah, the missing beans. Grab them. Mint jelly beans. It's a big jar of green jelly beans that are in excellent condition. Judge Roy Bean would be excited to get it back. Is he a judge? Is he really a judge? Instant grits. Instant grits. You ever had grits?
I don't think so. Like, I've heard of it, I just don't think I specifically have.
Well, we got a little bit of spam in chat. Can you hit that?
Yes.
Thank you. Ducks out from blood. Alright, I think that actually, brings us to the end of our stream. Berating some bandits and stealing their beans. We'll take this back to Roy and then, Oh. An on-fire ghost. Alright, we'll fight the on-fire ghost, take these back to Roy. And then... I believe we will be done.
Yes.
Jeez, that's a strong ghost. Not as strong as Gary, though.
Gary is great. Oh my
Gary's our best friend. Gary's all of our collective best friend.
True.
Gary, what do you have to say about these beans, by the way? Jelly beans? What is jelly beans? There's a sort of candy, little fruit-flavored lumps. Oh, like cactus drops! You guys make cactus candy? That's fun. They're awful to tasting really bad, but sometimes getting one full of crazy hallucinations is entertaining. Wow, alright.
Fair. Fair.
I love these goblins. I have jelly beans. I have a whole cup full of jelly beans right next to me, because it's Easter and I got jelly beans. It's the only time of year I get reliable jelly beans. Howdy, Festus, you recovered that jar of jelly beans by any chance? Sure did. I can't remember what he sounds like. I know I just did his voice. Well, I'll be. Oh, thank you kindly, Festus. I won't ask for details, but I hope they were sufficiently grisly. Now, the second jar of jelly beans was stolen by a passel of them weird goblin fellas. Couldn't understand a word they was saying, but they were very insistent.
Okay.
Yeah, that's goblins for you. Which way'd they go? Oh, to the old granddad cactus. Gary, we're gonna go see your friends. But not right now, because right now, we're done for the night.
Yes. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for listening to our rant.
Yeah, we had our nice red bean paste rant. Which will be preserved for posterity. Okay, well, you can join us on Discord. We can drop the link in the chat, Lily, if you would be so kind.
Yeah.
And we are also on Twitter at Mossflower Games, and on YouTube under Mossflower Games. All of our VODs go up on there sometime, at some point after we, record them on here. And, you can hop into the Discord to, have some chats, see some cat pics, and have some input onto what we end up playing. We should be, barring any incidents, back on Wednesday.
Yes.
Probably with Stardew Valley, but it's impossible to say. We'll find out. Alright, well, Will, you got anything to share before we wrap up?
No. Nope, I think that's it.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, folks. Thanks for weasting and easting with us.
Yes.
Bye!
Bye!